We're excited to have you all with us today to celebrate 20 years of GLOBE. On Earth Day in 1995, GLOBE began its mission to promote the teaching and learning of science, enhance environmental literacy and stewardship, and promote scientific discovery. 20 years later, GLOBE students are expanding the practices of science through hands-on investigations in their own communities, sparking their curiosity and interest in science and other STEM fields. GLOBE not only engages them in learning about their local environment, but actually empowers them to play an active role in authoring what we know about our global environment and home planet. So far, more than 100 countries have helped GLOBE collect more than 128 million measurements about our environment. Today, we'll hear from an array of guest speakers who will help bring these measurements to life. We have a full agenda today, so let's kick things off by hearing from Bill Meyers, a teacher in Colorado, who shows his students the importance of hands-on learning in the Rocky Mountains. Bill takes his students every year to the national park to collect data for their research projects. We'll be joining Bill in his classroom where the students are analyzing the data they've collected. It's always great to see GLOBE students getting out of the classroom and rolling up their sleeves to collect data samples.
Good morning, and thank you for having us. We use GLOBE protocols in our earth science classroom every year. It's part of the curriculum, and during the year the students practice these. Now we're at the end of our school year, and so yesterday we went to Rocky Mountain National Park so students could apply the protocols in a true field study. Students learned that data collection is not always easy. Once we got to Rocky Mountain National Park, there was a foot of snow on the ground. So the students had to work together in their groups to problem solve that and figure out how they would adapt the protocols that they learned in class to this new environment. I'd like to now introduce a few of the students so they can talk to you about what they've done.
Hello, my name is Peter Coggin. My group collected soil data yesterday. We found that the horizons in Rocky Mountain National Park were much thicker and contained a lot more humus than the ones we find at our school in Longmont on the plains.
Hi, my name is Donovan, and I collected streamflow data, and we will be analyzing this data and comparing it to the Boulder Creek data that we found. And yeah, that's what we collected.
Hi, my name is Emily. My group collected point bar data, and yesterday we found how the stream flow and stream width affected the size and shape of the point bar and the sediment distribution on the point bar. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kate, and yesterday my group collected vegetation data, and we found there were many more monocots or dicots than monocots because the water source is deeper down, so the taproot can reach the water.
The students this week are going to be analyzing their data, graphing it, mapping, using all of these different skills to organize and determine what the data shows. And then they'll present it to the other groups, so we'll have a nice survey of this moraine. The students would like to show you a little bit about how they collected the data with some of the equipment that they have. You can stand if you want. Okay.
So for the stream flow, we use these depth poles to see how deep the water is, and we will use the depths to kind of compare it to how fast the stream is flowing and just other things that could contribute to it.
So along with looking at the soil horizons on the stream side of the stream bed, we also helped a group collect macroinvertebrates. We used the seine. Basically what we used, one person or two people would hold the seine and then slowly move up the river as everyone scared the critters down into the seine, and then you could see what animals they collected.
You guys have anything? Well, thank you very much for having us. We would like to say to everyone around the world,
Happy Earth Day!
Thank you.
We're measuring soil characterization throughout the moraine in 3 different spots. We're doing 3 sites along this little stream next to the forest.
Are you working alone? Oh, no.
Really good now.
No, you need to twist that.
Okay, we're measuring point bars, and we're measuring the length and width of the point bar, and then the length or the width of the stream, and then feeling the texture of the sediment on the point bar, and seeing how the sediment is distributed.
Let's get a look.
Global The beauty of Globe is that learning can take place in many different environments and formats. Our next speakers, Dr. Mathur and Dr. Parekh, and their students will share with us their recent experience in Nepal. Students and teachers from 3 countries, India, Sri Lanka, and Nepal, traveled to Lake Pokhara in Nepal to study water quality using Globe protocols.
Namaste everyone. We are very glad to be a part of this conversation. Our school has been a regular participant in the GLOBE program. We enjoy the hands-on activities of the GLOBE protocols. We would like to share one of the most cherishable experiences, which is International Scientific Expedition to Nepal.
Students and teacher coordinators from 3 countries, namely Nepal, India and Sri Lanka, participated in the expedition.
This is to brief you about the contrast between the 2 countries, Nepal and our state, Rajasthan in India.
Nepal is a tiny but diverse country in terms of culture, language, religion, relief features. It has the most magnificent sceneries in the world and variety of flora and fauna. We are from the hotter part of India, so watching the rolling forested hills covered with snow was an incredible experience. We also glared the first rays of the sun falling on the snow peak.
Objectives.
The objective of this expedition was to understand the quality of water in flowing rivers of Nepal and stagnant water of different lakes of Nepal. It was a great learning experience. The data which was collected in both the water bodies after returning back were compared with the local water bodies of Jal Mahal and Mathur Lake of Rajasthan. And I personally learned so many things comparing flora, fauna, snow-covered peaks of Nepal with the dry parts of Rajasthan, desert vegetation of Rajasthan. It was great learning experience not only for me as well as for my entire team. And going beyond the classroom and spending time at home is great learning experience. Through these experiences, children can learn more rather than spending 6 hours in a classroom. Thank you.
The expedition focused on low water and the hydrology protocols. The water samples of Pokhara Lake and River Trishula were examined on the basis of certain parameters as TDS, water temperature, turbidity, and pH.
The data was collected from our local water body, Mathur Lake in Amer, Jaipur, for the comparative analysis of the 2 using the hydrology protocols mentioned above.
What we learned.
The students feel like real scientists, and also it increases curiosity amongst them for topics and sensitizes them to environment.
Such expeditions help the teachers by letting the teaching methods to be more interactive. The hard work and creativity of teachers engaged increases the level of school organization and culture, making it more effective.
Such expeditions also provide sufficient time and psychological space to allow for recursive debates and discussions, which is not easily found in the hectic schedule of school studies.
They venture out to answer questions and follow leads that cannot be looked into the textbooks. We are really grateful and thankful to Globe to provide us with such a wonderful opportunity, and we are looking forward for more of such expeditions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As you've seen, collaboration is one of the pillars of our success. Another great example of this comes from our partners in the Globe, Latin America, and Caribbean region. Our speakers are here to talk about the role Globe plays in breaking down barriers to encourage collaborative student research. In this research, students from 3 Globe countries, Argentina, Peru, and Uruguay, focus on understanding the impact of the ENSO on vegetation.
Good morning. We are Globe trainers and teachers from Latin America and the Caribbean region who were working together in a collaborative project entitled Developing Awareness about Impacts on Land Cover Produced by ENSO Phenomenon and Human Activities. This project counted with the participation of students and teachers from Argentina, high school level, Uruguay, elementary level, and Peru university level, and supporting of scientists from Portugal, Uruguay, and Argentina. This idea came out as a result of regional LAC meeting held in San Antonio, Dominican Republic in 2012. It proves that the GLOBE meetings create the perfect scenario not only to learn about GLOBE developments and get new skills, but also to share experiences between participants and concrete collaborative projects. Considering methodology, each country selected a study site to apply math protocols and biometric protocols. And after, we can compare this information with Landsat image of 2002 and 1999 when El Niño and La Niña occurred respectively. Main findings of this project were a diminution of land cover in the study site during La Niña to Argentina and Uruguay, and a slight increase of land cover during La Niña to Peru study site, having an opposite effect during El Niño phenomenon. We can conclude that El Niño and La Niña have almost a similar effect to Argentina and Uruguay study sites, but a different effect in Peru.
En este proyecto nos organizamos para trabajar en forma virtual, dadas las distancias, pero también hicimos dos encuentros presenciales, uno aquí en Junín de los Andes y el otro en Buenos Aires. Con el objetivo de aunar criterios para trabajar con las distintas metodologías en los protocolos, en Junín de los Andes se realizó un encuentro donde se explicaron los protocolos de posicionamiento de sistema de posicionamiento global, protocolos de hidrología, geología, atmósfera y sobre suelos.
Para nuestra escuela fue algo que nos marcó en todo sentido, en el trabajo en grupo, en el saber compartir, en descubrir cosas, en estudiar los protocolos, en investigar el área de estudio que nos había tocado, y verdaderamente fue una gran enseñanza para todos y un gran aprendizaje.
Fue muy significativo tanto para estudiantes como para docentes, ya que nos permitió fortalecer nuestros vínculos, fortalecer los vínculos de la región en países que trabajamos en los protocolos GLOBE, pero no se había dado una oportunidad como esta de poder hacer ciencia aprendiendo ciencia en el intercambio intergeneracional.
Hola, mi nombre es Nicolás Amaranto. Yo soy Joaquín Forman y yo soy Bueno, nosotros somos un grupo de Junín de los Andes, quedamos 3 de los que empezamos proyectos, los otros se realizaron.
Bueno, dentro de lo que es el proyecto, nosotros lo que hicimos fue análisis de cobertura terrestre a través de imágenes satelitales y el trabajo acá.
También se usaban otros protocolos como atmósfera, agua y suelo para caracterizar diferentes sitios.
It was a great collaborative work team. They have participated collecting, organizing, analyzing, and sharing data. But the most important, I want to emphasize the great friendly relationship that they have created with the stakeholders that have taken part in this great show. Thanks so much. Greetings from Argentina.
Hello everyone. My name is Gustavo and I am a meteorologist. I studied at the National Agrarian University from Peru. I started working with the GLOBE program when I began my university studies. This program helped me a lot to understand the importance of research and data collection. The GLOBE program allowed me to meet great friends. We worked together. We made so many projects and I spent beautiful moments with them.
Hello, my name is Andres. I just had a degree in meteorology. I was in my university that I've been in touch with the GLOBE program for the first time. Thanks to this program, knowledge is not only remained on the books, they've been applied in the real situation. We've shared several experiences with students from different countries. We learn more about impacts of El Niño in our regions. The topic's so interesting for me. I am looking for El Niño in a different way in the relationship to Kelvin waves and winds in the Ocean Pacific. Finally, this will be my thesis project. Thank you very much, Bob.
The ENSO project was very important and meaningful for me because it provides me tools in order to promote hands-on learning with my students in the university. This is a big family researching together to understand what is happening with our home, what is happening with our environments. This is the idea that I was trying to share with my students during all this time.
GLOBE is indeed an exciting program,
where young minds can excel in the development of countless exciting and challenging projects across the planet. We believe these programs can help students to become motivated to engage in the study of STEM fields and become the innovators of tomorrow, and at the same time raise awareness to global change and the use of space-based technologies as invaluable tools to monitor our home planet Earth. To all, greetings from Portugal.
Data collection is happening in many countries. In fact, GLOBE engages students in collaborative, community-based research and activities around the world. Let's hear from Nadira Al-Hardi, a member of the Technology Working Group and Country Coordinator for Oman. She will soon be helping with translation of our data entry forms into Arabic. Nadira recently organized a GLOBE camp for more than 200 people in the Near East and North Africa region.
السلام عليكم، أنا اسمي نظيرة الحارثي، المنسقة الوطنية في سلطنة عمان لبرنامج جلوب. يدار البرنامج في السلطنة من قبل وزارة التربية والتعليم، وحاليا هناك 30 مدرسة منضمة إلى هذا البرنامج بحوالي 1500 طالب، جميعهم يجتمعون في حب العلوم وفي حب البيئة ومعالجة أهم القضايا فيها. تم توقيع الاتفاقية في العام 2009 واليوم نحن في العام 2015 وقد قطعنا شوطا كبيرا في برنامج جلوب. سوف أتحدث اليوم أيضا عن المخيم الدولي الطلابي الأول والذي كان ضمن الملتقى الطلابي الرابع الذي يقام سنويا في سلطنة عمان. في هذا العام كان المخيم والملتقى مختلفا، فقد كان على المستوى الدولي ضم 5 دول من إقليم الشرق الأدنى وشمال أفريقيا، وهي المملكة العربية السعودية، الإمارات العربية المتحدة، مملكة البحرين، لبنان وأيضا باكستان. كان هناك حضور من قبل بعض المنسقين الوطنيين من هذه الدول وأيضا الطلاب، وقد كانت تعد هذه بالنسبة للبرنامج المرة الأولى في السلطنة وأيضا المرة الأولى بالنسبة لإقليم المينا. أيضا هذا المخيم ضم حوالي 200 شخص بما فيهم 120 طالب من جميع المدارس المنضمة للبرنامج في السلطنة ومن الدول الخارجية. أيضا ضم معلمين، ضم مشرفين على البرنامج، بالإضافة إلى مشاركة العديد من المؤسسات والجهات المهتمة بالبيئة والعلوم في سلطنة عمان. تم تنفيذ المخيم في الفترة من 17 إلى 19 مارس. أقمنا المخيم في فترة مبكرة من العام 2015 بسبب ارتفاع درجات الحرارة في الأشهر الحالية مثل هذه الفترة. يعد هذا المخيم فكرة جديدة بالنسبة لوزارة التربية والتعليم في سلطنة عمان، خصوصا فيما يتعلق بقلب الطلاب وعدد كبير منهم إلى منطقة خارجية ليعيشوا تلقائيا مع البيئة ويقوموا بتنفيذ عدد من الأنشطة المختلفة. أيضا ما نفتخر به في المخيم هو المعرض العلمي لطلاب برنامج جلوب. كان هناك 17 بحثا علميا شارك به طلاب السلطنة وأيضا 5 بحوث دولية. تم تحكيم هذه البحوث من قبل لجنة من المهتمين والمختصين في البرنامج. على سبيل المثال كان مستر مارك بريتني مدير إقليم أفريقيا، وكان يعتبر أيضا كضيف شرف في هذا المخيم. كذلك هناك كان محمد علوان خريج إقليم الشرق الأدنى وشمال أفريقيا. أيضا كانت هناك الأستاذة ليلى الحشار من فريق التدريب بالسلطنة، إضافة إلى شاهينة مسعود المنسقة الوطنية لباكستان، والبروفيسور حميد سلمان من جامعة السلطان قابوس بكلية العلوم. أشادت لجنة التحكيم بالمستوى الجيد والمتميز للبحوث التي شارك بها الطلاب سواء من الناحية العلمية أو من الناحية البيئية. كانت النتائج جيدة جدا، وقد قمنا بتكريم الطلاب المشاركين والمتميزين في نهاية المخيم الطلابي. أيضا في المخيم الطلابي الذي أقمناه كنا جدا فخورون بفكرة جديدة ابتكرناها، وهي ما أسميناه محطات برنامج جلوب. فكرة هذه المحطات تعتمد أننا قمنا بتقسيم الطلاب إلى عدد من المجموعات على أن تمر كل مجموعة بمحطة، وتمثل كل محطة بروتوكول من بروتوكولات برنامج جلوب، وهو الماء، الغطاء النباتي، الغلاف الجوي، وأيضا التربة. في كل بروتوكول أو في كل محطة هناك مجموعة من المختصين، سواء من مختصين من برنامج جلوب أو مختصين بذلك المجال من جهات ومؤسسات خارج وزارة التربية والتعليم. في هذه المحطات قمنا بالتعاون مع مجموعة من المؤسسات الخارجية، مثل جمعية البيئة العمانية وهي مؤسسة أهلية. أيضا قمنا بالتعاون مع المركز الوطني للبحث الميداني لحفظ البيئة، كذلك جامعة السلطان قابوس، وأيضا قمنا بالتعاون مع وزارة البيئة والشؤون المناخية، كذلك مع الطيران المدني في سلطنة عمان. بالتالي كانت هناك مجموعة من الأسئلة المعدة مسبقا للطلاب، قاموا بمناقشة هذه الأسئلة مع المختصين في كل محطة، سواء كان من خلال الحوار أو من خلال أداء التجارب الخاصة ببرنامج جلوب، لكي يصلوا في النهاية إلى النتيجة النهائية والإجابة على السؤال الكبير للمخيم، وهو يتحدث عن التنوع الأحيائي والبيئي والطبيعي في منطقة تيتي، وهي منطقة المخيم. من أجمل الذكريات التي سوف تظل في ذهني عن هذا المخيم أنني تعرفت على الكثير من الأشخاص من نتقاسم نفس الاهتمامات، وكنت فقط أتواصل معهم عن طريق البريد الإلكتروني. في المخيم جلسنا مع هؤلاء الأشخاص، تعرفنا عليهم أكثر، تشاركنا نفس الأحاديث من خلال الاهتمامات المتشابهة. أيضا مجموعة كبيرة من الذكريات التي في ذهني عن المخيم أنا سعيدة جدا جدا بها وبالنتائج التي حققناها في هذا المخيم. أيضا أحب أن أتكلم أيضا عن شعار المخيم الطلابي لبرنامج جلوب، والذي أعلنا عنه كمسابقة في بداية هذا العام الدراسي في مدارس السلطنة. كان هناك معظم مدارس السلطنة شاركت به، الطلاب كانوا متحمسين جدا لهذه المشاركة. حصلنا تقريبا على 85 شعار من مختلف المدارس، وكان الشعار الفائز هو الشعار الذي أرتديه حاليا، وتم اختياره من قبل الفريق التدريب في وزارة التربية والتعليم. كذلك في النهاية أحب أن أشكر طلاب برنامج جلوب في سلطنة عمان، أحب أن أشكر المعلمين المثابرين على تنفيذ هذا البرنامج، وفريق التدريب في وزارة التربية والتعليم. أشكر أيضا الدول التي شاركتنا وحضرت واستفدنا منهم، ونتمنى أن يكونوا استفادوا منا. أشكر شكر خاص وزارة التربية والتعليم لأنها تدعم هذا البرنامج بشكل مستمر، ونتمنى أن يحقق دائما نتائج وخطوات أفضل في المرات القادمة. في النهاية أقول فقط نتمنى أن يكون برنامج جلوب في جميع دول العالم من الأفضل إلى الأفضل، والجميع يحتفل في يوم الأرض بشكل جميل وبشكل يفيد البيئة. وشكرا لكم جميعا.
Next, we're going to hear from Femi, who works in the Nigerian Space Agency. Femi, a NASA Global Precipitation Measurement, or GPM ambassador, is here to help explain how NASA is using GLOBE data to validate findings from a NASA satellite mission.
Hello everyone. I'm obliged to speak on the topic GLOBE on NASA mission. Studies have shown that we have over 120 satellites in the space. Every day, satellite captures millions of images of the Earth, either in panchromatic, multispectral, or hyperspectral mode. The images of the Earth helps us to have a crucial understanding of our environment, and that is where the GLOBE program comes in. So by collecting sample data and in situ observation measurements, we are able to get a proper understanding of our local environment and how it connects to the Earth's larger systems. GLOBE's protocols and practices are scientifically valid to NASA missions. NASA can use data collected by students and partners to validate satellite findings. NASA has been helping us ever since it was formed in 1958 to monitor our environment. Today, we have several satellites in the space launched by NASA, ranging from Landsat series to Terra, TRMM, it's an acronym for Tropical Rainfall Measurement Mission. And most recently, the GPM, which is an acronym for Global Precipitation Measurement Mission, which was launched on February 27th, 2014 from Japan. GPM is an international network of satellites that monitors precipitation from above and determines where, how, and what amount of precipitation or snow that falls around the world in every 3 hours. The satellites see precipitation in a different way than how we collect ground data through ring gauges. We have to collect the data on the satellites. We have to compare the data on the satellite and compare it to ground data. There had been a connection between GLOBE and NASA mission, and that has led to my selection by NASA as a GPM ambassador and as a GPM master teacher for 2014-2015 school calendar. And our mandate is to begin to change students to junior scientists using NASA GPM educational resources. Finally, I want to thank NASA for giving me an opportunity to be selected as a GPM master teacher for 2014-2015. Thank you.
Our goals for GLOBE have always been aimed high, and the work we do with the teachers and students has pretty amazing results. GLOBE is very successful in Croatia because of the focus on student research and student research competitions. Diana Garšek from Croatia is here to talk about how GLOBE inspires students to act locally but think globally.
Greetings from Croatia. Happy Earth Day to all the audience and happy anniversary of GLOBE. I'm going to speak today about motivation and try to describe how we in Croatia motivate students and teachers to report the data. It appears that Croatia is very successful in that our school have reported more than 6.5 million of data to GLOBE database, and we have less than 200 schools, and maybe half of them are really active. So those who are active were really contributing to this GLOBE database. In our teacher trainings, we explain to the teachers how important it is to report the data, and they are practicing how to use GLOBE database and how to report the data. Teachers appreciate highly a GLOBE program and GLOBE database as magnificent educational resource. So they understand that it is important to fill that database. For students, a very important motivator is the idea that they actually contribute to the science, and they help the scientists to explain what is happening with global environment. But the most important motivator for all are our annual conferences, and we will have this year the 18th annual conference in May. And among some 100 active Globe schools, we select 42 of them this year to be represented on annual conference according to the number of data they have reported, also according to continuity of the data and diversity of Globe protocols that they are using. On the conference, students compete in knowledge about Globe protocols, but also in understanding of what they are doing in Globe and how they apply the knowledge, what skills they have developed, and they have to resolve some practical tasks and some problems. It is also fun and have these elements of sports. But the other part of the conference are the project presentations. Students defend their projects in front of commission, and in each commission there is an expert or scientist and also Globe teachers, and they award most successful research projects. All research projects that are scientifically correct and well described are published on our website to be inspiration to new generations of Globe students and to teachers also. Thank you.
Our students and scientists have been doing amazing work, but they wouldn't be able to collaborate without the hard work of our teachers. Henry Ortiz, who works at the LA School District, coordinates teacher professional development opportunities, and he's also the host of our annual meeting in LA this summer. Henry, one of our US partners, is here to talk about how to get teachers excited about Globe. Without these dedicated professionals, Globe wouldn't be possible.
Hi, happy Earth Day to everybody. Initially, I saw Globe as a science apprenticeship model. I see our students and teachers as feet on the ground to help collect data samples to inform projects like the project that was mentioned, the NASA GPM Global Precipitation Mission, and to learn by doing what experts do. I saw it as a good science apprenticeship model from the get-go. But before students can begin the data collection and analysis process, it's important that our teachers are properly trained. And so when we first started Globe in Los Angeles, we were looking for very cutting-edge programs that got kids really excited about it. And in our school district, teachers were looking for ways to engage students in collaborative projects and place-based projects, place-based research and community activities that help them to learn not only about their local environment, but also to extend beyond that and look at what was happening worldwide. And so at that time also, the internet had just started to be used by students and by teachers in schools, and so we were looking for ways to use the internet in our science classes. And Globe created a great reason for our students to use the internet to share data and collaborate with other students throughout the world. And so one of our teachers, John Zavalny, went to a Globe training, and he brought it back to us, and he was really excited about the program. And so then we presented it to different administrators that we were working with, and they got really excited. I remember Carol Takamoto, one of our directors at the time, saying that Globe was a very sexy program. And we kind of laughed at that, but it was kind of true because it had things like, you know, satellite missions like Landsat, it had the internet, it had scientists, it helped kids to collaborate with all these people, and it was a very cutting-edge program. It still is. And at that point, we trained a group of 4 teachers that became our core trainers for GLOBE. And then we started developing partnerships with different organizations. We developed partnerships with UCLA. We invited a lot of the stakeholders to our trainings and our meetings. We started to build leadership among the partners that we had trained, and GLOBE's training program that we help our teachers in Los Angeles to conduct fieldwork activities and apply those lessons inside the classroom, but it also helped teachers to gain content knowledge and pedagogical expertise that a lot of them didn't have at the time. And so the GLOBE grade level appropriate interdisciplinary activities, all the investigations that they have were really easily integrated into the curriculum, and it helped to strengthen some of the already existing programs that we had. And then I continued to train teachers in Los Angeles at different venues. We made GLOBE sort of the umbrella program for a lot of our environmental science and outdoor science programs for our partnerships. Some of these partnerships included people like, well, universities like the UCLA, National University. We also had education programs that we combined with the GLOBE program. So, for example, we used it for our Trap in the Classroom program when we did hydrology testing. We used it for the Envirothon competition when we did soil analysis, and Marine Science Institute, the Eastern Sierra Institute. So we tried to incorporate GLOBE into all of these different programs. Wherever there was a link, we made a connection to GLOBE. And this year in Los Angeles, with the help of GLOBE partnerships throughout the nation, and NSF and UCAR and the GIO office and NASA, we're going to be hosting the annual partner meeting in Los Angeles. And we have a lot of special opportunities planned for the meeting. These meetings, the GLOBE annual meetings, bring together GLOBE country coordinators, the U.S. partnership coordinators, science and education principal investigators, also other partnering organizations from around the world to key science and education elements of GLOBE. And the meeting this year will offer very unique opportunities for participants to learn about the latest scientific research, a new app for data entry. We're going to be going through that, and other developments that are happening in the program. Also, attendees are going to be able to interact with GLOBE community members, with students. Students are being invited to this particular meeting. They're going to interact with other researchers, and we have a lot of sessions that allow us to start dialogue about the different things that are going on in GLOBE and how we can improve them. We also have a really special field research opportunity this year for the students, which is going to take them to Catalina Island at the USC Wrigley Center for Environmental Studies to do research for 2 days, and then come back and share that research with the participants at the conference at UCLA. And so on the opening day of the session of the whole conference, members of the GLOBE community are going to have the opportunity to display posters of research that they've done, exhibit different types of programs that they've accomplished or things that they've accomplished with their GLOBE data. And then there are going to be panels and other types of community events that we're going to be planning during the conference. So we hope you will attend the conference. It's going to be really good. It's in Los Angeles. It's going to be right next to Universal Studios, and there are going to be a lot of things to do both with the GLOBE program and then beyond the GLOBE program if you're interested in doing that afterwards. So thank you very much for hosting this GLOBE, and hope to see you in Los Angeles this summer.
We're now going to hear from GLOBE's first chief scientist, Dr. Barry Rock, on the importance of data collection and analysis. Barry was recently presented with the YLACES Award for his contribution to citizen science, and in particular for his work on the GLOBE program. It's always great to see GLOBE students getting out of the classroom and rolling up their sleeves to collect data samples. Data collected by students is available for analysis by scientists in studying the environment and climate change.
Day, by the way. Very spectacular presentations by students, by teachers. This is exactly what we had hoped would happen 20 years ago. As the first chief scientist at Globe, I was very excited about getting data from students following protocols that had been developed by the scientists themselves. And I've seen that happen here. Just very, very exciting to think that Globe is starting off with one country and now is in 112 countries around the world, 24,000 schools. It's really unbelievable. The fact that over 1.5 million students have been impacted by this type of learning. What is especially exciting for me is to see via the presentations that were made this morning, the incredible integration of atmosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere, geosphere, or pedosphere. Very, very exciting. And I'm of a firm belief that the best way to teach courses are in an integrated way. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. Globe is a true STEM program: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The value of the protocols is that they were developed exactly by scientists so that measurements that would be made by the students would provide meaningful data to the scientists themselves. So it's been mentioned several times, the value of ground truth data, and that's exactly what Globe students are providing. And to hear references to the soil moisture NASA mission, the global precipitation NASA mission, there are others coming down the line. It's just terribly exciting to see how Globe has evolved over the past 20 years. Good job.
Students do incredible work when they think globally and are inspired by community service. Audra Edwards of Texas and her two students are here to talk about what happened when they applied local learnings on a global scale. They captured their efforts on video and submitted it to the White House Student Film Festival, where President Obama recognized the students for their inclusion of a global perspective.
And then there are two young women, Allison Edwards and Madison Jacob, who adopted a highway to clean up their roads in their hometown of Hawkins, Texas. Where are these young ladies? Raise your hands, a little higher. There you go.
Oh, well, hello. I am so happy to be here and celebrating the 20th year of Globe. Watching that video makes me extremely proud. Since it's Earth Day, I wanted to share a little bit with you about how community service can be a huge part of Globe. It's very easy to just get wrapped up in collecting data and doing the research, but I think our students need to have practical application to what they're doing. And so that's what we started talking about, is how does the research that we're doing, how does that impact them personally? And how does it impact their community? And how does it impact the world? And so we were lucky enough, after a lot of work, to get recognized, and were able to go to New Delhi, India. And while we were there, we met some great kids. These kids were very interested in the environment. There was a lot that we shared with them when we sat down and started talking with them. They wanted to know how they could make their environment better. And so my kids naturally responded with what they thought would be important, and that was adopt a highway. It was something that we were doing here in our community. It was actually founded here in East Texas. And so my students introduced that to them. It's an international program, a volunteer program that you can get involved with to clean up the environment. And so they started sharing about that. Adopt a Highway is a program that where volunteers go out and they clean up a 2-mile stretch of highway. And so they introduced that to them in India, and India just responded in a huge way. And they came out and cleaned up their area in front of their school, and we were so excited. They sent us video. And from that video, we started putting a video collaboration together with some other schools that we had met through Globe. And from there, we got recognized by the White House and got to go meet the president. It was an incredible experience. Globe has done so much for my school and for my students, and the practical hands-on application has been amazing. Globe has opened up the world to my school. It's just incredible. None of this would have been possible. All the things that have happened in my school would not have been possible without Globe. And so I'm just incredibly thankful. And so I celebrate with you today on Earth Day, and I'm very excited about everything that's happening in Globe. One of the things that I want to talk about a little bit is how the community service. It is amazing when you give those kids the opportunity to see how science is practical application to science and how they respond to that. And so I think it's just so important that we branch from this research into the community service. And so, anyways, I just want to say happy birthday. Thank you so much.
Globe would like to extend a special thank you to the thousands of students, educators, and scientists who have made us who we are today. We may think big and talk big, but Globe wouldn't be anything without your enormous efforts. Thank you to the program sponsors and supporters for all the work you have done over the past 20 years. NASA, NSF, NOAA, and the U.S. Department of State. We are grateful for all you do for Globe. Looking ahead to the anniversary year, please go to the Globe website for further details on some of the wonderful events that are in store, such as the Globe Games in the Czech Republic, the Kilimanjaro Expedition, Peru's teacher training and Earth Day celebration at Lake Titicaca, and stay tuned for further details for events in the Near East and North Africa and Asia and Pacific regions. Finally, I'd like to welcome you all to the annual partner meeting to be held in Los Angeles on July 20th to 24th of this year. Join us for what will be a special event this anniversary year and includes specific excursions for students and teachers, as well as updates for all the country coordinators and partners on the new developments in the program. Thank you for all you do for Globe. Enjoy Earth Day. If you're a Globe school, don't forget to participate in the Globe Data Entry Challenge this week. And be sure to celebrate Globe's 20th anniversary year.